What's up guys, Barry Gaming here, back with some more AFK Journey, and today I want to talk about a hero that a lot of people discounted right out of the gate when he came out. I said at first he's not great, but I think he will find a place in the meta somewhere, and that someplace is going to be in AFK stages. Now, have you seen this hero being used just yet? Because to be honest, I've been using him in a ton of our lineup. So you'll know a lot of teams, especially in AFK pushing, are of course using Elijah and Lila and things like that. However, if you actually scroll through these lists and look at some of the top teams right now, Hugin is absolutely amazing for pushing. Like, by far, seems like one of the best support heroes to have on your team. You see he's paired up with a lot of support heroes in a lot of these, and you'll also find that you're not using any of the new artifacts just yet. You're continuing to use Star Shard Spell because it is just so ridiculously good. So you can see right here, we have a very much powerful team that is going for tons of ultimates. They're going to chain it off. We have some Freesto action in the front line, the best AFK pushing tank. And we have the typical support heroes you're used to seeing like Coco. We're using someone like Smokey and Mirky instead of someone like Mikola, because Mikola on AFK stages tends to run to her death, whereas Smokey, he stays put. He does his job. We have Rowan feeding tons of energy for additional ultimates. And of course, the main bread and butter of this hero is going to be this shielding. So Titan's Aegis is absolutely amazing. He crafts a cog shield for the weakest ally. This allows them to block a ton of damage. This shield is humongous on most people's health bars, and it's what he spams pretty much everywhere, which is absolutely amazing. Beyond that, of course, when he starts, he etches a mechanical sigil one tile behind him, granting that Isle an attack bonus. So we're doing that on the Smokey and Mirky because we of course have a Mythic Plus or better Smokey and Mirky, meaning that his Smokey Aroma, when he casts his third ultimate, is going to do even more damage, just stacking up tons of additional attack. He has more haste. Of course, he crafts enhanced cog shields for the two weakest allies when casting Unstoppable, which of course is his ultimate ability here, granting them additional shield. This is just so great because on top of that, it grants control immunity to allies protected by the enhanced version. Plus 10 seems very, very good on this hero, and if you haven't been using this hero, you'll probably find out how strong he is. And yes, we're even doing this without activating a faction talent. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of crazy to think about. Granted, you could probably like substitute one character out to get that bonus, but you don't really need to. And as you guys can see here, immediately he's going to do that and put a shield on the other support heroes back there. So you see both Rowan and Coco both have Unstoppable, meaning they cannot be crowd controlled, and they have that gigantic shield. On top of that, because we have Rowan out here pumping tons of energy into ultimates here, Hugin is going to get to another ultimate very quickly, and you see here it just continues to add that survivability. This time it went to Coco and the Illusion Freesto in the front line, giving him survivability and control immunity. And you can see here, honestly, most of the damage is going to be coming from a combination of Smokey and Mirky, which is going to be the majority of it, and of course Star Shard Spell, which is very, very strong. Now, if you do have twins, you can take this team to like the next level. Honestly, that's just like, it's just such a crazy team to have right here. One of the team, I mean, I think he's probably one of the more important pieces than even having like a Coco on your squad. You can do some even crazier shenanigans though. If you take like Coco out of this team and you do something more like adding in the twins here and setting it up in a formation like this and just doing like some off-centered type stuff, or you can, you know, push it back one whole line like this, but it does make it a little harder for Smokey to get where he needs to be as far as placement goes, as well as feeding additional energy and stuff. It's gonna be a really, really cool lineup, kind of like this. Granted, it does waste the behind the spot, but when we're talking about the amount of damage Star Shard Spell can put out, it can be even crazier. If you don't have a Smokey Mirky and you have a Coco for some reason, like this type of team can also work right here, because you're going to see how many ultimates are thrown out here. It gets absolutely disgusting. And yeah, having that shielding combo on the twins is disgusting. And when the twins use their ultimate, it actually counts as 2 procs on the Star Shard spell. So you're going to get an absolutely insane amount of these artifact procs off. And I really wish the end of battle scorecard showed how much damage your artifact did. You see, it's almost like a chain, like a spamming of this ability here. It's just insane how many you get off. And then right here, another one goes off. It's just really crazy the amount of survivability a team like this has, and it's not even running like a Smokey and Mirky at Mythic Plus. Granted, it's twins, so let's be honest, if you got twins, you probably have Smokey and Mirky as well. But it's kind of cool how this type of super tanky, shieldy type strategy can be absolutely insane, especially with such an old artifact that just time and time again makes its way back into the meta. And you see our actual heroes aren't really even doing that much damage. It's all coming down to this artifact. It's absolutely crazy. Time wise, let's be honest, not that great here. It's solid. You can see here, I'm gonna do a retry here so you guys can see something similar. In reality, without the twins, I mean, the better option is of course running something like the Smokey and Mirky. I'm gonna recommend though, like one of the teams I found really good is having Smokey and Mirky as the swappable. So like even if you don't have any type of heroes, we're gonna swap him over to the far side of the battlefield here, which is kind of weird, the tile it's on and everything, but it seems to work out pretty good a lot of the times. Throwing heroes like Antandra and so much of an older school team without any celestial hypogens or anything like that, this can work pretty good because again, it pushes Smokey and Mirky to the other side of the battlefield. Because we don't care about placement of our other support heroes with Hugin and Coco, they can provide damage reduction and shield the Smokey and Mirky if he gets in danger. And the good part about this is he's in the center of the entire enemy formation. So when he does get that third ultimate off finally, that means, oh, whoa. He did get completely nuked there though. A lot of times though, I found that he does have enough survivability when doing that to get to that third ultimate popping off, which can be pretty cool. The other option, in my opinion, you can put him right at the front here and send someone over like the Brutus. Oh my gosh, he actually got melted there as well. It's so hard finding a good placement for him in some of these formations here. I really hate the tile location of this one. I want to put him further back in the formation, but it just isn't working out for us here. And again, it usually puts it like closer to the front of the battlefield, not always into the enemy formation, so it's kind of a little bit of give and take there. But with all the support heroes we do have, it typically ends up working out pretty good, especially when you have this super tanky Brutus on your account too. Eventually it does go down, and then yeah, the back line does start melting them away. But again, tons of shielding, tons of damage reduction. You can see he's actually barely staying alive here, but you can make some really weird things actually work out. But most of the time, if you look for these records here, one of the best like budget teams are almost always the Hugin teams. You see right here, this is a team very much affordable by the average player, and because it has Hugin on it, it makes it that much more survivability wise. It just makes you so much more tanky. It keeps your heroes alive that much longer. Granted, sometimes the timing not so great there, but if you are doing a method that really focuses on CC and everything, you can get it to work out pretty dang well. So do not discount this hero. I know a lot of people did when he came out. I figured he'd find some use at some point. It just wasn't going to be a dream realm at the time, which is why free to play did not go for him. So let me know what you guys think. If you guys have him, let me know your experiences as well, and I'll see you guys next time.